I'm here with fantastic NBL writer Tom Hersz. Tom, one game down of a doubleheader tonight at MSAC. What were your opinions of the first game?
Well, I mean, anytime two teams come out for really their first pre-season run, it's always going to be a little bit scrappy, and we saw a bit of that. But I was just really impressed with the mentality of Joe Luala-Chul right from the get-go. I mean, he came out with a mentality that he's better than everyone else, and he played like it. And like we know, he's never been afraid to shoot. He likes to get a lot of shots up. Even last year as the sixth man of the year as well. But he just came out with an intent from the get-go in the first quarter that he is better than his opponents. And he got them in foul trouble early, and he started rolling and went right from there. So that obviously stood out. Some other positives for United, I thought Delhi really kept them organised, and he made a lot of nice plays on both ends of the floor. Chris did Chris things as he does, and especially when in crunch time down the stretch you saw his class coming through. And then there were some really nice moments from guys like Mason Peatling who've improved. You saw the impact that someone like a Brad Newley can have off the bench for them as another really good piece. So there's a lot to like about this United team. We're not really sure what to make of them yet. But I think there's some encouraging signs with obviously a very different looking roster than what they had last season. On the Breakers side, again, first look at guys like Hugo Besson, and I was really impressed by him. He looks poised and smart, and he'll make good plays and doesn't really take bad shots. Didn't see much out of Peyton Siver. Not sure if he's still kind of ramping up to full fitness or something, but you can see the type of player that he is, and aggressive and really aggressive defensively in this game. Jeremiah Martin obviously going to try and score a lot off the bench and play a lot for him. And then we got our first look at Ousmane Dieng, obviously, and he's very raw, but you can see why people are so excited by him. You can see the fluidity in his movement, the ball handling's great, the passing reads are really good. Shot obviously needs a bit of work, but there is a lot to like there. So when you couple that with some of their standout veterans in Tommy Abercrombie and Finn Delaney, and I see Rob Lowe healthy and back on the court, plus they have Yanni Wetzel still to come back, they're going to be a tough team this season too. So I thought it was a good hit out for both teams.
Well, what do you see of the impact of Sam Timmons? I mean, he came out second quarter and fourth quarter, got the team moving. I think he had a tip-in dunk at the start of the second, and then at the start of the fourth, he storms in to convert an alley-oop. Yeah,
look, so Sam was someone that I highlighted in my article a few weeks ago about development players who might have an impact this year, and it's going to depend on the health of the guys in front of him, to be honest, because if they've got Wetzel and Rob Lowe and Kyron Galloway all balling, he may not get to play that much, but he certainly made a good case tonight. Really impressive, played with a lot of confidence. I mean, he dominated the NZNBL this season for Wellington, so he can play, and he came out again with really good intent, crashed the O-boards, make an impact that way, and just got himself into really good spots and made some nice things happen. So I think that's really encouraging. I think those are the things that coaches look for in the pre-season. Can you come in, give some spot minutes, and just have a positive impact on the floor, and he showed that tonight.
So we saw glimpses of Will McDowell-White last season and how evidently a great effect he was to that team. We saw glimpses of him tonight in his prime, a couple of three balls and converted some two-point shots there. What's your perspective on him?
Yeah, so a different role for Will this season. He obviously came in last year when they needed him to play a role, and he played a lot of two next to Ty Webster, played a bit of one, coming off the bench in this lineup this year. We'll see if that's how Dan Shamir sticks with it heading into the season, but it looks that way at the moment. But I like that as that bench point guard, role for him. He's very disciplined, he keeps the offense organised, and he makes good reads. And even when his shot's not falling, he finds a way to make an impact as well. Similar to some other guys you see around the league as backups like a Shea Ili. He'll make some impact with some defence, he'll find some players, he'll get on the boards if he needs to. Again, he looks a lot better when he's hitting shots consistently, which isn't always the case. But certainly having, I think, a full pre-season under his belt with this squad will only help the way he goes about it this season.
Thanks, Tom, for coming in for a chat. Look forward to seeing the next game.
Love your work, Max. Thanks, mate.
Thanks, Tom.